Hey guys, welcome back to another Fiddle Me This Podcast. It's gonna be a great one, guys. We got a good show lined up for you. It's just me and James today. Say hi, James.
Hello.
That's James. He's retarded. And
hi.
I don't know if that's like a retarded voice.
I don't know if that's like acceptable or not, so we're gonna put it in.
Okay, I'm good with that. So anyways, enjoy the show. If you have any questions, which I mean by that, I mean
when you decide that we're wrong.
If you're mad, just get in touch with us and send us stuff, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Okay.
Which means we won't do it because we know you're wrong.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, enjoy the show. Here we go. Bye. It's Mater's cousin.
Mason's rusty shit cousin.
No, Mater.
Mater.
Yeah, Mater.
Mater, I barely know her.
Shut the
Mater, I barely know her. I don't want to fuck her yet.
Yeah, we're
fuck her.
Really good.
Like a motherfucker? Or it's like a fatherfucker? Josh the fatherfucker, I'm the motherfucker.
I'm a father. Yes.
Why? Because she's that gay as shit. Not about that life.
Mm-hmm. Your accent's pretty on point here.
My accent is definitely
your Mater
shit.
impression or whatever.
My Mater ain't good.
Mater, X-rated Mater.
What?
X-rated Mater.
X-rated Mater.
Yeah.
Hey kids, let's go fuck some hookers.
It's like X-rated Disney films. It's just like, wanna dick up the ass?
Little kid cartoons.
Yeah. Okay.
SpongeBob.
Wait. Oh my god.
Gotta put it in the
Disney
right
film.
hole. I said child's cartoons.
I know, but
Gotta put it in the right hole, SpongeBob.
Are you gonna?
I'm waiting for you to do the Squidward because you're better. Sorry, not to Squidward, SpongeBob, because you have a closer voice than.
Do I? Well, I've never tried to do a Patrick. Let me see.
No, I said SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob. Damn it. Oh, you were doing Patrick?
I was trying to do Squidward, but I can't do Squidward well.
Oh, maybe you should try to do Patrick.
It's good because we did it at the same time.
What are we talking about today, James?
I think last week we were talking about vaping and how it's not bad for you because we
I remember what we were
science, you dumb cunts.
And then remember we were saying that we were going to talk about it was like something about like immigration and stuff like that, right?
Were we talking about that?
Or it was like...
That was way earlier. It was one of our first ones we talked about.
No, but it was like, it was different. Like, it was about... I think it was like talking about like Muslims coming into the country, actually, is what it was.
Yeah, no, but we talked about something like that earlier in the podcast, didn't we?
We did, but then we were like...
Or was this one about, what was it?
It was specifically about like a certain aspect of the them immigrating. Yeah. I think it was about like, I'm not sure if it was like them being oppressed or something.
It was definitely about oppression. I remember now. We were going to talk about oppression and how people think they're oppressed when they're not. They're just stupid.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. It was that and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, well, technically, to a degree, everyone's oppressed. But I mean, you gotta get over it.
like seriously, just fuck yourself.
But I mean, yeah. Well, I think like people like, what happens is like they actually are oppressed at first, and then they get off it. And then they get better, but then they feed off of I'm a minority, and then like now places like Google, they'll actually go out of their way to hire like girls and people that like aren't white or Asian, like over someone else that's like more so if you have someone they have the basically the same qualifications, the person that's not that's either a woman or like of some other ethnicity other than like Asian will like more likely get the job. even if they're a little less qualified, actually.
Yeah.
Because they want to seem more diverse, which is, first of all, like, obviously that's stupid, but I mean, Google wants to look really good, so that's why they're doing it. Like, let's be real, they're not actually doing it because they care. They just want to, like, look like, oh, look it, we're more diverse than everyone else. So
well, that's what a lot of companies are doing now. That's why that's a thing.
I mean, to be honest, that is smart because they have all the best people already, so that these are just kind of like interns and like people that are kind of like doing like stuff that you don't need to be super qualified for. So then that kind of like sets up their ratio of like, oh, we have more people like this, right?
Yeah, it definitely is smart for them.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I think it's stupid that's even a thing that should be a thing.
Well, yeah, it is stupid, but...
So we're actually going to start this, Josh, if you want to take the reins on this motorcycle.
Okay. Oh, God.
I'm going to look up the exact definition of oppression.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said depression, but we're going to talk about that some other time.
Depression.
And grow the fuck up.
Oh, God.
That's all going to be in the same podcast. Depression.
Go
fuck yourself.
That's like all our podcasts, though.
No, but we don't talk about depression in a lot of them.
I know, but like that, it's all like, go fuck yourself.
Oh no, I put the wrong thing. Oh God. Of
jump. Oh wait, I should have done that.
Depression.
Oh, you already have a gold medal. Let's see if I can. Right there on that jump right there.
Yeah, that jump right there.
Oops. Okay.
Oppression. Prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. Synonyms. Abuse, maltreatment, persecution, ill treatment, tyranny, repression, subjugation. Now, can you please tell me how the fucking Muslims in Canada are being subjugated? Josh, you got an answer for that one?
Well, they're building houses for them, right? So that's pretty mean. And then they're letting them in from a better country. I mean, a worse country.
From a worse country. Man, that's real oppressing.
And then, like, also, you have to respect them more than other people here. Like, more
but
their religion.
Do you feel that it is a tyranny against them?
No.
No.
I'm just stating things that
somebody would say, maybe.
No, I'm saying, like, the opposite.
Oh, the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite.
Because do you have any idea what people actually say about the people that are oppressed?
I don't know. They say a lot of shit.
Well, how about this? Black people, are they oppressed?
Well, I mean...
Are they currently oppressed right now?
Well, not here. Like, in some places they are.
We're talking about Canada.
Well, like, no.
Okay. Because we're in Canada.
I'm sure there's some places where people, like...
There might be some individual people that are against certain black people,
like,
yes.
There might be...
But that's not oppression.
Like, I feel like in the U.S. there might still be some communities where it's like...
Where they're, like, mean to black people. That's
probably
not oppression.
Like in Texas or something.
Is that oppression, though?
Well, no.
No, it's just being, like, racist. Assholes.
Well, like, as long as they're
being racist and being subjugated by another race is two different things.
If they're actually, like, if there's a place where they're, getting treated differently, like, they won't, like, they're not allowed to get jobs and stuff like that, then that's different.
Yeah, move to another city. It's not oppression.
Oh, crap. Damn it.
Oppression is, we read the other word, subjugation. They're not being subjected to a certain treatment.
Yeah, like,
they don't have to be treated like that. Go somewhere else. And people will go, oh, that's too expensive. Is it cheaper not to have a job? Like, if you're actually getting treated like that, go somewhere else. If you're not actually getting treated like that, grow up.
Yeah. Well, but I don't think it needs to include all those things. It can just be an assortment of them. Like, it doesn't have to include all those different things.
But if it does not, then you don't have that problem.
Well, no, but, like, so you're saying, like...
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but
if you're not getting subjugated into having a certain way that you have to do things... So if you can still go to the store and buy what you need, and you can still go to work and do what you need to work at, who gives a shit if you're made fun of?
Well, that's not relevant.
Nice. It's not
but
nice.
It's not oppression, I don't think.
Sticks and stones will break my bones, words will never hurt me.
Yeah, well, that's dumb.
Pardon?
That's dumb.
Yeah, but the idea isn't that you can say whatever you want. The idea is that if someone says something mean, just let it go.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's like a lot of
people take that out of context a lot, but the intention was that...
Jump that? Oh, damn it.
Almost. But the intention was that when you're a little kid and someone says something mean, you just let it go because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know, but like I'm saying, like there's probably still places like where like certain groups are like oppressed, where it's like they're not just made fun of, like they're not like people won't give them jobs, people like won't let them. Then that's like if that's happening, then that's different. But it's like around here, it's like
in most places that's not what it's about though.
Well, here they're not even made fun of.
Oh look, I want a better job.
Yeah.
Why do I only get the bad job? And it's like, well, you just moved here from another country and you have no qualifications.
Yeah. It's different.
Hey, you grew up in a place that you had bad schooling. Well, not really. The schooling was fine. You just didn't go to school because you lived in the hood.
Dude.
I'm not saying that's everyone, but I'm saying there's a lot of people that have grown up in the same situation have actually done something with their lives.
Yeah. It's like, obviously...
So it is definitely a personal thing.
Because it's like, obviously it's more difficult if you grow up somewhere like that. Like, you don't have...
Yes, it's obviously more difficult.
But it's possible.
But that's not what oppression...
Not like,
oppression is not like...
Oppression
is not, oh, it's just harder for me to get this. No, that's just life.
Well, yeah.
And that's your parents as well. Because your parents are still living there and still putting you through that too. I'm not saying it's your parents' fault.
Oh, jeez.
But at the same time...
Oh, God.
It has to do with the culture you're living in.
Yeah.
And your surroundings are what are putting you to that place. So a lot more black kids join gangs. Not because gangs are racist. Simply because...
Hell yeah. Stick that one in there. Okay.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I did.
I know, but logistically, no.
Yeah, I really like that one.
But anyways, like, it's not about racism. It's just...
Oh, cool. You can just do that.
The area that it is.
Well, yeah. See, people always... Yeah, like I said, like, I think I've said that before. It's like, people always say, like, you know, like... It's like a race issue, but really it's a cultural issue. Like,
yeah.
Because people aren't, like, if you, like... Usually the reason why people are racist is because they're thinking of, like, a culture, not an actual... Like, they just... Well, if people are racist, it's because they actually are, like, stupid and they don't know the difference between culture and race.
Yes, but people that are racist are usually against the culture, not against that color of person.
Well, no, but, like, some people are, like...
It used to be that everyone was against black people because, oh, blacks are worse.
But it's...
But now, anyone that's actually racist is like, oh, they're criminals. Well, it's actually just because that's the culture. The individual himself is not always a racist. Like, sorry, isn't always a criminal. My bad.
Well, they're not always racist either, so I mean, that's
not fair.
But, like, I'm sure... I don't know. I feel like black people probably don't like white people very much.
Also, side note, you can be racist against white people.
Well, you can.
Racist is literally, by definition, being against a specific race. It's not, oh, look, racism is only against black people by white people.
Well, yeah,
so all you bitches that are like, oh, you're white, you can't have someone be racist against you, fuck right off.
Well, that's racist.
No.
No, that's racist for them.
It is racist for them.
That's what I'm saying.
But, like, I can say, that's not racist for me to say.
No.
I thought that's what you were saying, and I was like, excuse me?
Bitch.
I'm not racist. I'm just a dick.
I'm not racist. I'm just a dick.
Listen, I'll be mean to anyone, not just because you're white or black or Asian or...
Yeah, but the thing
Mexican.
is, people, what happened, like, basically what happens now is, like, if it's against someone, like, of a quote-unquote minority, like, if it's
and
like...
then it instantly becomes racist.
Yeah, it's like, well, maybe they're just an asshole, and then
I'm mean to Josh sometimes, I'm mean to a bunch of white people, but if I'm mean to a black person, all of a sudden it's racist. Never mind the fact that I can just be mean to everyone.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I can be nice, okay? But if I'm mean... to say a white person, no one gives a shit. But the second I'm mean to a black person, even if I've been mean to 5 white people that day, I'm racist all of a sudden.
Yeah, but it's...
And that's what people label you as now. It became a less serious thing and more of a let's let them be snowflakes because they shouldn't have to deal with anything in their lives ever. Yeah. It's the same with gay people. It's the same with trans people. The gay people, if you say you're not for gayness, like, it doesn't matter if you're like... It doesn't matter your opinion. Even if you have, like, someone that... Let's say a sibling of yours was gay and you love them anyways. That doesn't matter if you said, oh, yeah, but I don't believe being gay is the right thing.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have that opinion, though.
That opinion is now oppressing on that person.
The thing is, I don't... So, this is how I think it should be. Like, I think, like, you should have your own opinion. As long as you're not going, like, if you're hurting
pushing
anyone
your
with
opinion and intentionally being a problem,
yeah, then that's different.
one thing.
But it's like, literally, if they ask you your opinion and you say it, then they get mad at you and label you. It's like, but I wasn't going out of my way to hurt anyone. You asked me for my opinion, and then I told you, and now you're getting mad.
Now, it's a little bit different. If we talk on our podcast about something, and we say what the subject is, and then we have an opinion on it, we say that, that's not a problem.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, we're not going to...
You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to acknowledge it, and it doesn't offend you, okay? What offends you is the fact that you're not being pampered. That's what it is.
But lots of people that, like, get mad, it's not the people that they're...
It's not... Oh, yeah.
It's
I know what you're saying.
White people.
It's not the people that are actually, like...
part of the group that's getting in.
That's getting, quote-unquote, oppressed. It's the defenders, the quote-unquote allies.
Mm-hmm. And... like, okay, we'll just say this because so no one gets mad if they're already mad. Like, if you are mad, like, fuck you. But, like, here's the thing. Like, we're not saying there's no such thing as oppression. There is, just not here. Like, and, I mean, it also depends how you define, like, oppression, because
we're using the definition, like, the dictionary definition.
Like, if you go to Africa, their women are oppressed because they're literally property and you can buy them.
And you can, like, beat them and subjugate them, and that's, like, legitimately okay.
Like, it's legal. So
now, hold on. That's in certain places in Africa.
Not all places.
Another thing, Africa, a lot of the places are actually really nice down there, so, like, don't think all of Africa is, like, a shit show, because only parts of it are.
Yeah.
But there are parts that are pretty shitty.
Yeah, but that's, like, okay, that's different, though. But what we're, like, when you say oppression, that's what oppression is meant to be, but, like, now it's, like, people kind of use that word as, like, a...
Here's a better idea. Anyone that's offended and thinks that we're wrong, read a fucking dictionary. Because you're goddamn stupid.
Yeah, but, like, nowadays, like, people don't care about definition. They kind of, like, change the change the meaning, you know, and then they...
Learn your languages, you dumb cunts. I really don't know what to say after that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm, like, paying attention because I want to...
I see that.
Oh, no. Damn it.
But yeah,
no.
We are using the definition for it, so it's not about like whether or not you feel good about it or anything like that. That's just how it is. So I think that's pretty fair, actually. To be completely honest.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Anyways, we're saying of, like, where we are, because obviously we don't live, like, everywhere, so we don't know exactly.
We don't live in Texas, we don't live in Arizona. I mean, but, like, from what I know, those places aren't too bad, but I don't know.
But, like, where we are right now, like,
we're in the lower end of Ontario in Canada, and it's not racist.
Well, it's mostly, like, I feel like it's actually better for, like, other people, to be honest. Like, I don't know, because I'm not in their shoes.
That's not even wrong.
Because, like, the thing is, they're, like, more likely at, like, a lot of jobs to get jobs now.
Because people are worried about offending people, so they have to work for the minority. Like, they have to get minorities to work for them.
And, like, I don't know, like, white people around here, they can't really say anything...
without it being, like, how dare you.
Well, like, the thing
oppressive.
is, like... Okay, being mean to other groups on purpose is different, but, like, literally you can't make jokes around certain people around here, and, like, they get mad. Like, they get really mad.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, if you're, like, a minority or...
It is actually, like, borderline legitimate oppression for white people at this point because of all the stuff that they're limited to.
Well, it's not oppression by definition.
By definition, because, like, I said almost.
We can move, right?
I said almost.
Yeah, but... I mean,
like, if it was any worse to the point which, like, they actually, like, controlled what you said.
Well, they do.
But, like, to the point which, like, by law they controlled.
They do.
They don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, because you're not... Well, with certain things, like, like, they mandate speech, technically.
By law, free speech right now means that currently I can say anything once and it cannot be considered offensive.
Oh, crap. Oh, once,
like, in a court of law, it cannot be considered an offense to say something a singular time.
Oh, actually, no, that's not true, because... See, that now they changed the law with
except
with
if it's a call to violence.
No, like there's like with trans people, if they ask you to call you like them, like either like if they're a trans girl, which I guess means
a guy that wants to be a girl,
yeah,
or thinks he is.
Yeah, like if
he's not, by the way.
If that's what it is, then if you call them a girl, like if you don't use the right pronoun, then that's illegal.
It's not?
Yeah, it is.
When did that happen?
I don't know. They were trying to get it.
I know they were trying to, but I didn't think that passed.
I'm pretty sure it did, though.
Oh, fuck that. I'm going to call every single trans girl a dude and every single trans dude a girl, and then take me to court and prove to me that they're a female or a male.
Well, that's just mean. Why would you do that? Like, don't go out of your way to be a dick.
If someone... I will go to... Now, I won't go to most people, but if I know who it is that actually passed that bill, and they're actually transgender, I'll take them to court on it. I'm okay with that. Prove me wrong. I dare you. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is oppression. And the way people are oppressed. And the way people are not oppressed and think they are oppressed. So yeah, basically, white people are not oppressed, black people are not oppressed, Asians are not oppressed, anywhere in between are not oppressed.
Well, not here.
No one is oppressed in our area. Now, if you think you are oppressed in our area, you don't know what the oppression is, okay?
God damn it.
It's very simple. Asians get more jobs more often because half the time they're more qualified in certain areas, or because they work harder for less money because that's the culture. Again, not their race, but people that immigrate from places like China or Japan or Korea are brought up with the idea that they have to be the best of the best and they have to work harder, and it has nothing to do with how much they're getting paid. So that's why there's a lot of factory workers that are Asian. It's because when they're hired to a job, they will work their hardest at that job no matter how much they treat them, good or bad. Yeah. So even though they're working the low end of the job and they're doing the shit work, they're going to do their hardest no matter what you pay them for the rest of the time that they're there.
Yeah, that's why if you see like a lot of like up like high end like,
but like there's actually companies though
like,
there's like legit companies that are actually told to hire more Asians or Pakistanians or something like that
because they'll work
harder for less money. Like legitimately they'll tell the people that are
yeah, well, that makes sense for them. It's better, like,
but
business.
Like, it's not like just it so happens to be. Like, it's a legit thing that they systemically do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense, though. Like, if they want to make... Like, it makes sense for the business.
No, that's only for the people that come from those areas.
Yeah.
People that are raised in Canada, that are those ethnicities, don't have that issue.
Well, like...
and it's not an issue, necessarily. It depends on where you are. You need to have boundaries. That's what it is. That a lot of them don't actually keep their boundaries super strong because they're more worried about just doing their job as hard as they can. Like, did you hear about the nap breaks in Japan?
The nap?
It is now a thing that all jobs are doing where you are required to actually go for a 20-minute nap at certain times of the day.
Because you're working too hard?
Because, no, not because of how hard you're working, but because you need a certain amount of sleep for your body to be able to operate well for longer.
Oh.
Literally, they designed a system so that your breaks could literally benefit you so much that you could have longer days of work. That's messed up.
Well, yeah, but...
If they're that freaking tired, send them home. Your business doesn't need that much freaking work done.
Well... If you want to make lots of money.
If you want to make a crap ton of money, maybe, but like, you can live off of less.
Yeah, but people don't like to do that.
That's another thing I think is a problem. If people that were in businesses, like big businesses, just like were less greedy and more selfless, it would be so much better for the world.
What?
Also,
like,
politicians should not make any money from any individual companies ever.
What, you mean like getting sponsored?
Yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. Politicians should make enough money either on their political job or depending on how big the job is.
What about like going and speaking? Do you think they should get paid to go and speak? Is that what you're saying?
If they're a politician like in the government, like if they have a seat on parliament, they should be paid for that.
Oh, by the government?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they should not be sponsored by companies.
Well, then you'd have to pay for
it. It's part of the tax. They could just
use the tax.
Well, it's not... No, they could use the tax they have now.
They wouldn't. They would raise it.
Well, instead, maybe they just need to have better fucking governments. Here's the thing, though. They wouldn't raise the government if that was already the thing. Sorry, they wouldn't have raised the tax
if that was
if the government was already a thing. And this is why.
I know.
Because they would have no outside interest. The reason the tax gets increased for those kind of things is because of inside interest, because of sponsorships.
Well, yeah.
And that is one of the big reasons I think that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, but it's too late.
So, like
now.
in the States, when vaping started being a thing, Big Tobacco started sponsoring politicians to campaign against it. That's just, and it's, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, look at the huge conspiracy and like how like, oh look, the company's trying to get rid of vaping and how it's just a cover up for vaping being horrible. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Kinda, it is though. Like, well, that's kind of true though.
But that's just, it's just business.
Well, yeah.
People have done this with all businesses forever. Like, anyone that's popular, YouTube, even on YouTube, they get sponsors. Businesses pay people that are more recognized to get them more business.
Well, and also that have
and to say the opinion that they want.
Yeah, but like they won't get someone that has a bad rep. Like they'll go out of their way to not have that.
Yeah, they'll go out of their way to get like someone that's got a good rep. So someone that's in power, or has a big company, or someone that's important.
Yeah, like when.
And that's always been a thing. That's always been a thing. And then people go, "Oh my gosh, tobacco wouldn't have done. The big tobacco company would have done that. It's only one of the biggest industries in the current world. Why would they ever do that?"
I don't know.
Because it's not like they have billions of dollars.
They, like, the thing
is... wait. They do.
No, like, YouTube did that with PewDiePie. Like, when he got, like, in trouble for a bunch of stuff, then they stopped. Like, they were going to make a show, and then, like, Disney...
Yeah, once he got in trouble, he stopped doing that.
Yeah, they stopped. They were like, nah.
Because it's all about reputable people.
Yeah.
But heaven forbid that the tobacco companies would do that to benefit their own company, which I think is one stupid point of view that everyone takes. Everyone goes, "Oh look, this study says vaping's evil." I said, "Okay, well, who funded the study?" They go, "Oh, what do you mean?" "Well, look into it." And half the time it's like, "Oh look, vaping has this in it." "Well, who paid them?" "Oh, well, this tobacco company." "Okay, well, there you go."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like the government funded studies always show that it's healthier and that it doesn't have those things in it. But then when you look at the other outside studies, all of a sudden it's some horrible thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, what we got like a lot.
We got way off topic because we were talking about oppression.
Oh, right.
And then I started talking about like businesses and how they hire different people, and then I started talking about business in general and how annoying.
Yeah, but we went through a lot of subjects, but we didn't really go very in depth with them. We kind of were just like, this is dumb. This is dumb.
We did over oppression. We did.
Yeah, we did.
We did like fairly decent detail on what.
Yeah, but then we went through a few other things after that. Like
yeah, the few other ones. But we could touch on those more in another episode.
Yeah. But anyways, so we're not saying obviously oppression is a thing, but like around here it's like
it's not.
It's not. Like even like in the States now, I'm pretty sure like
there's no actual systemic racism or oppression.
Yeah, like people
systemic meaning that there's actually a system that goes against a certain race or minority.
Yeah. Like it's not because of like if you look at statistics, you can say, "Oh, well, these people are more likely for this and this," but that's that's including so many different factors. Like, but it's kind of different. Oh, whoa, well, there you go.
Up a tree.
I just like rode that bitch like a half.
You can get onto the
half pipe.
Silver. Yes.
Anyways, like okay, in U.S., I'm pretty sure now.
There's like, no actual systemic racism or anything like.
Well, no, but like you can like okay, for I think it was up to maybe like 10 or 15 years ago in Canada, like women, like I think they were like, or maybe it was like 20, like women were actually like paid less for like certain jobs.
Like that was like thinking 35 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was like a while ago.
It was really long ago.
But now it's like if you're doing the same job, you're gonna
get the same pay, and it has to do with your production.
Yeah, it has to do with
That's what a lot of jobs have moved to now, where it's based on production, not just the job.
And like your personality. So it's like, but the thing is like certain personalities, like women usually are like more caring and they're like less aggressive and like stuff like that. But those people
they might
like
be
that
better at certain jobs.
Yeah, but people like that tend to not go as far in like big corporation kind of businesses, right? Because like you need to really push and like be very like committed to that, committed and aggressive to that, and like kind of be willing to like get rid of your family and stuff like that.
Statistically, a lot of like women find that they find more joy out of stuff outside of work than what guys find. Guys find a lot more. Statistically, more men find more pleasure out of more work.
So yeah, so like with the type of businesses, how they're run and the type of jobs, like women are they're less happy there, so they'll work less there because they'll be doing things more like family related and stuff like that. While men are like they'll easily give up like family and kind of commitments like that to work harder and like stuff like that. But it's not always. It's just like that's like typically what it is.
Yeah, it's not every time, but it's a majority of the cases.
I mean,
where they have an easier time saying, "Oh, well, I don't need to be home because I'm working."
Yeah, and it's like you could like, but that's in certain types of fields. In other fields, like that, like we'll do like people can make just as much money, and like women will like do a lot better in those types of fields, right? Yeah. So it's just like depending on what you're thinking. Like if you're thinking big corporation, kind of like running giant like billion-dollar companies.
And there are some, like there
are some, but it's like
there's a big company over in Guelph who has a female running the company.
Yeah. But anyways,
and she's like the CEO.
Wait, you mean Linamar?
Linamar.
Yeah. Okay.
Linamar's CEO is a girl. She worked her way up to the top.
Yeah. She was like, but that's actually a good story, like her, because her dad actually owns like the company.
The girl.
But then she could have just taken it over, but she worked her way through all.
Well, I don't think her dad was the kind of guy that wouldn't let her just take it right off
probably.
Like that.
Well, good job. Like that's
her
smart.
dad really values like working from the bottom and getting up. So she started on the line at the very bottom of the factory and worked her way up all the way to CEO.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's dedication. But like, a lot of people aren't willing to do that. Like, but the thing is, like, guys are usually more willing to do that than girls because...
Well, that's why there's 2 girls on the whole top area that I know of, and all the rest are guys.
Yeah.
And all the supervisors are guys.
But it also has to do with, well, like we said, like what field you're in, but also like the way that big companies like that run, they're kind of more like, since like for like hundreds of years, they've been like kind of more run by men. That's kind of like the thought process. That's how they're organized, right? So it's gonna be like more, not, I guess, like catered to like how men would work more, right? So like that's just like, obviously, I mean, that doesn't mean that that's like the best way to do things, but that's how it's been done for so long. Like you can't just flip a switch and change that, right? But there's certain fields where like that would change. So like that's why women are doing better in those fields. So it's like,
yeah, for sure.
But it is a possibility that like women running it could change like how it would be run and how people would get in, and then like women could start to do better in it. But like that's like, you can't just like, that's really difficult to do.
Yeah, you can't just change a whole
and
industry.
I mean sure that sucks, but it's like, what are you gonna do about like that takes time.
Yeah,
like,
you're not just gonna change an industry.
Yeah, you can't just change an industry like that. But I mean over time, like you can. But like, I mean, got lots of work to do. So. And yeah, but like that's why it's not because they're women.
Here's an example the other way around. Why are there more male nurses?
Why aren't there?
Why aren't there?
Because guys suck at that.
Guys aren't as caring as women.
Have you ever had like a good male nurse?
I've never had a good male nurse. The only male nurse I've ever run into,
it just
took my broken hand and then started bending it in funky shapes, and it didn't help. It hurt like a bitch.
No, like women are just like, they make you feel better about that kind of stuff. Like that's, and they like, I feel like they'd like to do that typically.
And I think it's not just because we're guys that we say that, because first of all, there's a lot of guys that are more interested in having a female nurse for other reasons.
But like, I
think a lot of women are more caring.
No, I've talked to girls. They prefer women to be their nurses as well.
Caring.
They're nicer, man. They're just like nicer. Like guys, like when they make fun of each other and they're mean. Like, so like when you're in a situation like that.
That's why Josh is a bitch all the time.
Yeah, suck my dick.
Well, there's your point right there.
No, like literally, like
that is your point right there. Like we don't aren't mean
girls
to
are
each
like
other.
that too, but not all the time. Like it's just more typical.
Girls are naturally more nurturing.
Yeah, they're naturally more.
It's biology. It's simple.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can say that's not true and it's your environment, but that's completely bullshit because they've done lots of tests to prove that that's not
now,
true.
In some cases, girls are not. It's not every time.
Yeah, but it's like...
And in some cases, guys are not the same way as we're saying.
Yeah.
It's a majority, again. It's not every time, it's most times.
I think it's, you know, Scandinavia, I think that's the country. They, like, actually... Holy shit.
They actually what?
They tried to, like, make it completely, like...
the other way around?
Well, no, they tried to make it completely equal so that, like... to show that like, oh, it's a product of your environment, and that girls would just be like running the businesses just as much as guys and all this stuff. But the complete opposite happened because like all the guys would not do that kind of thing that's you need in a society, like that caring kind of like those jobs that like girls are better at. Guys wouldn't do that because they're assholes and they only think about themselves. So they did all those jobs. So all the girls did all the other jobs, and it's completely shifted. So now it's basically like
the same thing.
No, it's worse because it's like basically
even more so.
Yeah, even more so. Yeah. So it just completely like
it completely proves the point we're trying to say.
Yeah, which is like it's just stupid. You can look it up. Like you can look up all the like stuff that happened.
Oh yeah, and if we're wrong and you have actual evidence, let us know. And then we'll probably find the evidence that says you're wrong. But, like, I'd like to know first, and then I can look into it.
Yeah. Anyways, this has been pretty long. We should probably...
We still have to do the intro.
Yeah, we can do that after. Oh.
We love cutting and adding, editing, and shit, because that's just a bunch of shut. It just sucks.
Shut your dick hole.
Anyways, do you want me to do the exit?
The exit.
The outro.
The exit outro.
The outro.
I would love that, James.
Hey guys, thanks for coming and visiting our. Whether you went on Facebook, Twitter, I don't know what you guys came here from, but thanks for watching our video, and we'd love to get some comments and responses back, and hope to see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.